Beloved soul, there is a reason you were guided to this message today. Not by accident. Not by coincidence. And certainly not because of luck. There is something happening behind the scenes of your life that you have not fully seen yet. For a long time, you believed that certain doors remained closed because you were forgotten. You thought some prayers had disappeared into silence. You wondered why love seemed delayed while others appeared to move forward. But heaven has been watching every moment. Every tear. Every disappointment. Every night you questioned whether anyone truly understood your heart. And today, there is a revelation. A revelation that changes how you see your past, your present, and what is coming next. Because someone wants to come into your life faster than you realize. Someone is thinking about you more often than you know. Someone is feeling drawn toward you in a way they cannot fully explain. And heaven just revealed why. Stay with this message until the end because the final revelation connects everything together. The story begins long before today. In fact, it began during one of the most difficult seasons of your life. You remember that season. The season when people walked away. The season when promises were broken. The season when you felt overlooked. While others saw your smile, heaven saw your battles. While others judged your journey, heaven saw your strength. There were moments when you wanted to give up. Moments when you wondered whether genuine love even existed. Moments when you asked, why does it seem so difficult for me? What you didn't know was that every challenge was shaping something inside you. Patience. Wisdom. Discernment. Compassion. The qualities that cannot be bought. The qualities that cannot be faked. The qualities that make a soul unforgettable. Many people search for beauty. Many search for success. Many search for status. But heaven knows that lasting relationships are built on something deeper. Character. Faith. Loyalty. Integrity. And those are the treasures being developed within you. This is why certain connections were delayed. Not because you were rejected. But because preparation was taking place. Imagine a gardener planting a seed. From the surface, nothing seems to happen. Days pass. Weeks pass. Sometimes months pass. But underneath the soil, roots are growing. Strength is forming. Life is preparing to emerge. That has been your season. A hidden season. A preparation season. A growth season. And now something is beginning to change. The atmosphere around your life is shifting. Opportunities are shifting. Relationships are shifting. Even the way people perceive you is shifting. Because what was hidden is gradually becoming visible. And that brings us to the revelation. There is something about your spirit that creates peace. You may not realize it. You may not see it. But people feel it. Some people enter a room and bring chaos. Others enter a room and bring calm. You bring calm. Your presence has become a refuge. Your words have become healing. Your heart has become trustworthy. And in a world full of uncertainty, trust is rare. That is one reason why someone feels drawn toward you. Not because of what you own. Not because of what you can give them materially. but because your presence feels different. Authentic. Genuine. Real. And people are starving for what is real. For years, the world has rewarded appearances. But heaven rewards truth. And truth is becoming your greatest strength. Think about all the times you chose kindness when bitterness seemed easier. Think about the times you remained honest when dishonesty seemed profitable. Think about the times you continued moving forward despite disappointment. Those moments mattered. Those moments built something extraordinary inside you. And now someone is beginning to notice. Not everyone will understand your value. Not everyone will recognize your worth. But the right person will. The right person will see what others overlooked. The right person will appreciate what others ignored. The right person will understand why your journey had to happen exactly as it did. Because your story created your strength. And your strength created your uniqueness. But there is another revelation. This one is even deeper. The person being drawn toward you is not simply attracted to who you are today. They are attracted to who you are becoming. Let that sink in. Many relationships begin because of appearances. Many begin because of circumstances. Many begin because of convenience. But the strongest connections begin because two souls recognize growth. Growth recognizes growth. Purpose recognizes purpose. Vision recognizes vision. And there is a growing alignment taking place. You may not see every detail. You may not know every name. But movement is happening. Conversations are happening. Thoughts are forming. Paths are crossing. Doors are opening. And timing is arranging itself. Now listen carefully. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that delayed timing means denied destiny. That is not true. A fruit picked too early is not ready. A house built too quickly is not strong. A relationship forced before its season often struggles. But when timing aligns with preparation, extraordinary things become possible. Your life has been moving toward alignment. Piece by piece. Lesson by lesson. Challenge by challenge. And heaven has been using every experience for a purpose. Even the heartbreak. Even the disappointment. Even the waiting. Especially the waiting. Because waiting teaches things that success never can. Waiting teaches trust. Waiting teaches perseverance. Waiting teaches maturity. And those lessons are now becoming visible. The person connected to your future does not need a perfect individual. They need a genuine one. Someone who understands struggle. Someone who understands growth. Someone who understands gratitude. And that is why your journey matters. Now there is something else heaven revealed. There have been moments when you underestimated yourself. Moments when you compared your life to others. Moments when you questioned whether you were enough. But comparison has always been a thief. Comparison steals joy. Comparison steals confidence. Comparison steals peace. And heaven wants you to understand something clearly. You were never designed to become someone else. You were designed to become fully yourself. The unique gifts within you are not accidents. Your compassion. Your resilience. Your creativity. Your ability to encourage others. Your willingness to keep believing. These are not ordinary traits. These are powerful qualities. And someone is beginning to recognize them. The more you embrace your authentic self, the stronger that recognition becomes. Because authenticity attracts authenticity. Truth attracts truth. Purpose attracts purpose. And your future is being shaped by those principles. But here comes the revelation that surprises many people. The reason someone wants to move quickly is not because of desperation. It is because clarity is increasing. Have you ever noticed that when people finally recognize something valuable, they stop hesitating? When someone realizes the importance of an opportunity, they act. When someone understands the value of a treasure, they protect it. When someone sees genuine character, they appreciate it. Clarity changes behavior. And clarity is growing. The qualities that make you special are becoming harder to ignore. The kindness. The loyalty. The wisdom. The strength. The faith. All the things that took years to build are now becoming visible. Visible enough to be noticed. Visible enough to be appreciated. Visible enough to create movement. Now imagine standing at the edge of a new chapter. You can feel something changing. You cannot explain it completely. But you sense it. The old season feels different. The future feels closer. The atmosphere feels lighter. That feeling is not meaningless. Often, before major transitions occur, people sense them first. Not because they know every detail, but because their spirit recognizes movement. And movement is happening. You are not standing still. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are moving forward. One step at a time. One lesson at a time. One breakthrough at a time. And there is a reason this message found you today. It is reminding you not to lose hope during the final stages of preparation. Many people quit right before a breakthrough. Many people stop believing right before an answer appears. Many people surrender right before a new chapter begins. Do not make that mistake. Continue becoming the best version of yourself. Continue growing. Continue believing. Continue trusting. Continue moving forward. Because the qualities being developed within you are worth more than temporary success. They are creating a foundation for something lasting. And now comes the final revelation. The deepest reason heaven revealed. The reason someone is being drawn toward you is not merely because of what you can do for them. It is because of who you are. Your heart. Your character. Your resilience. Your faith. Your journey. Your growth. The person you became after surviving what should have broken you. That transformation carries power. It carries beauty. It carries significance. Many people can imitate confidence. Few can develop genuine strength. Many people can pretend to care. Few can demonstrate authentic compassion. Many people can create an image. Few can build true character. You have been building character. And character is magnetic. The world may celebrate appearances first. But lasting relationships are built on substance. And substance is what heaven has been cultivating within you. So if you have been wondering whether your waiting season had purpose, the answer is yes. If you have been wondering whether your growth mattered, the answer is yes. If you have been wondering whether your story is leading somewhere meaningful, the answer is yes. Your journey has not been wasted. Your tears have not been wasted. Your prayers have not been wasted. Your growth has not been wasted. Everything has been preparing you for what comes next. And as this chapter unfolds, remember this truth. You are not defined by the people who left. You are not defined by the opportunities you missed. You are not defined by the delays you experienced. You are defined by the strength you developed. You are defined by the faith you carried. You are defined by the character you built. And those qualities are becoming impossible to ignore. The future is still being written. The story is still unfolding. The journey is still moving forward. But one thing has become clear. You are far more valuable than you realize. Far stronger than you know. Far closer to your next chapter than you think. And that is why heaven revealed this message today. Not to create fear. Not to create pressure. But to remind you that preparation has purpose. Growth has purpose. Waiting has purpose. And your story is leading towards something greater than you imagined. Keep believing. Keep growing. Keep moving forward. Because the best chapters are not behind you. They are still ahead. Beloved soul, as this message continues, there is something even more important that heaven wants you to understand. The revelation was never only about someone being drawn toward you. The revelation is about why they cannot stop thinking about you. Because there is a difference. Many people notice others for a moment. Many people feel curiosity for a season. But there are rare moments when a person enters someone's thoughts again and again, even when they try to focus elsewhere. That kind of connection is different. And heaven revealed that the reason is not what you think. It is not because you are perfect. It is not because you have everything figured out. It is not because your life has been easy. It is because your spirit carries something that cannot be manufactured. Authenticity. In a world where so many people are pretending, authenticity shines like a light in the darkness. Most people are exhausted from masks. Exhausted from games. Exhausted from uncertainty. Exhausted from relationships that look real but feel empty. And then they encounter someone who is genuine. Someone whose words match their actions. Someone whose kindness is not an act. Someone whose character remains steady even when nobody is watching. That changes everything. Because genuine people are becoming rare. And rare things attract attention. Think about your journey. There were moments when you could have become bitter. Moments when you could have become cold. Moments when you could have decided never to trust again. Yet somehow, despite everything, you kept your heart alive. You kept believing. You kept caring. You kept hoping. That decision changed your future more than you realize. Because every difficult experience was presenting a choice. Become hardened. Or become wiser. Become bitter. Or become stronger. Become cynical. Or become deeper. And heaven has watched you choose growth again and again. Not perfectly. Not flawlessly. But faithfully. That faithfulness matters. Far more than you know. Now listen carefully. There is something happening behind closed doors. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a fearful way. But in a meaningful way. People are talking about you. Not because of scandal. Not because of controversy. But because your name creates curiosity. Your character creates curiosity. Your presence creates curiosity. Some people wonder why others trust you. Some people wonder why you remain hopeful. Some people wonder how you continue moving forward after everything you have experienced. And the answer is simple. Your strength was built through seasons that nobody saw. The strongest foundations are always hidden. Before a skyscraper rises above the city, deep work happens underground. Before a tree reaches toward the sky, roots grow beneath the surface. Before a breakthrough becomes visible, preparation happens in private. That has been your life. Private preparation. Private growth. Private victories. Private healing. And now those hidden roots are beginning to support visible fruit. The timing is important. Because heaven never wastes preparation. Every lesson you learned. Every challenge you overcame. Every setback you survived. Every disappointment you endured. All of it contributed to who you are today. And who you are today is attracting attention. But here is another revelation. The person being drawn toward you has been through their own season of preparation. This is important. Because healthy connections require growth on both sides. If one person grows while the other remains stagnant, imbalance appears. If one person learns wisdom while the other refuses growth, tension appears. But heaven often works through preparation. Both journeys developing separately. Both stories unfolding independently. Both individuals learning lessons they could not learn together. Until the right season arrives. Then paths begin to move closer. Conversations begin. Connections begin. Opportunities begin. And what once seemed impossible suddenly feels natural. Not forced. Not rushed. Not manipulated. Natural. That is one of the clearest signs of divine timing. Things begin flowing in ways that make sense. The struggle decreases. The confusion decreases. The uncertainty decreases. And clarity increases. Now there is something else you need to hear. For too long, you have underestimated the impact you have on people. You may think your kindness is small. You may think your encouragement is ordinary. You may think your presence goes unnoticed. But heaven sees differently. Sometimes a single encouraging word changes someone's entire day. Sometimes a single act of kindness restores someone's hope. Sometimes a single conversation stays in a person's memory for years. Never underestimate your influence. Never underestimate your value. Never underestimate what heaven can do through a willing heart. The world often measures success through numbers. But heaven often measures significance through impact. And your impact reaches farther than you know. That impact is one reason people feel drawn toward you. Because people remember how you make them feel. They may forget details. They may forget dates. They may forget conversations. But they remember peace. They remember kindness. They remember authenticity. And those memories remain powerful. Now imagine this. Imagine looking back 1 year from today. What would surprise you most? Would it be the opportunities that appeared? The growth you experienced? The confidence you developed? The relationships that changed? Often the biggest surprises are not the events themselves. The biggest surprises are who we become through those events. And heaven is focused on who you are becoming. Because your future is connected to your growth. Your future is connected to your maturity. Your future is connected to your faithfulness. That is why preparation matters so much. A blessing without preparation can become a burden. An opportunity without preparation can become overwhelming. A relationship without preparation can become unstable. But when preparation meets opportunity, remarkable things happen. That meeting point is getting closer. You have felt it. You have sensed it. You have noticed small changes. Small shifts. Small confirmations. Small reminders. Nothing dramatic. Just enough to remind you that movement is occurring. And movement is occurring. The chapter you are leaving behind taught important lessons. But it is not your final destination. The disappointment was not your final destination. The waiting was not your final destination. The uncertainty was not your final destination. They were classrooms. Places of learning. Places of growth. Places of preparation. And now graduation from that season is approaching. Not because life will suddenly become perfect. But because you are no longer the same person who entered that season. You are stronger now. Wiser now. More discerning now. More resilient now. More prepared now. That growth changes everything. And heaven wants you to stop focusing on what you lost. Instead, focus on what you gained. You gained wisdom. You gained strength. You gained patience. You gained perspective. You gained faith. Those gains are priceless. No one can take them from you. No setback can erase them. No disappointment can remove them. They are now part of who you are. And that person, the stronger version of you, is stepping into a new season. A season of greater clarity. A season of greater confidence. A season of greater purpose. A season where the lessons of the past begin producing results. Now hear this carefully. The person being drawn toward you does not need you to become someone else. They do not need a perfect version of you. They do not need an artificial version of you. They need the real you. The authentic you. The growing you. The honest you. The faithful you. Because authenticity creates trust. And trust creates foundations. And strong foundations create lasting connections. That is the order heaven values. Not appearances first. Foundations first. Not speed first. Character first. Not perfection first. Growth first. And that is why your journey unfolded the way it did. Because heaven was building foundations. The kind that last. The kind that endure storms. The kind that support blessings. The kind that create stability. As this message continues, there is one final thought heaven wants to leave in your heart today. Stop asking whether you are enough. You are not called to be everything. You are called to be faithful. Stop asking whether you are perfect. Perfection was never the requirement. Growth was. Stop asking whether your story matters. It does. Every chapter matters. Every lesson matters. Every victory matters. Every scar matters. Because they all contributed to the person you have become. And the person you have become is stepping toward a future filled with possibility. So lift your head. Strengthen your heart. Continue moving forward. Continue growing. Continue trusting. Because what heaven is preparing is not built on fear. It is built on purpose. Not built on pressure. Built on timing. Not built on illusion. Built on truth. And truth always has a way of revealing itself at exactly the right moment. The story is not over. The journey is not finished. The best pages have not yet been written. And what is coming next may reveal why every step of the journey was worth it. Beloved soul, if you are still here listening, then this final part is for you. Because heaven saved the deepest revelation for last. Up to this point, you have heard about preparation. You have heard about growth. You have heard about timing. But now heaven wants to reveal something that many people never fully understand. The greatest blessing that is coming into your life is not the person. The greatest blessing is who you became while waiting. Think about that for a moment. Years ago, if certain opportunities had arrived, would you have been ready? Years ago, if certain doors had opened, would you have had the wisdom to walk through them? Years ago, if certain relationships had appeared, would you have had the discernment to recognize their value? Probably not. Because you were still becoming. Still learning. Still growing. Still discovering strengths you didn't know existed. And heaven knew that. This is why some seasons felt slow. This is why some answers seemed delayed. This is why some opportunities disappeared. Not because you were forgotten. But because your story was still being written. Every chapter mattered. Every lesson mattered. Every challenge mattered. Even the chapters you wished you could skip. Especially those chapters. Because they taught you things success never could. When life became difficult, you discovered resilience. When people disappointed you, you discovered wisdom. When plans changed, you discovered flexibility. When doors closed, you discovered faith. Those discoveries became part of your foundation. And now heaven is revealing why that foundation matters so much. The next season of your life requires the person you have become. Not the person you used to be. The stronger version. The wiser version. The more mature version. The more patient version. The version forged through experience. That version is ready for things the old version could never have handled. And that changes everything. Now listen closely. There is a reason certain people feel unusually comfortable around you. A reason why strangers sometimes open up to you. A reason why people trust you with things they rarely tell others. It is because your struggles created depth. And depth creates connection. Many people can talk. Few people truly understand. Many people can give advice. Few people can offer wisdom. Many people can sympathize. Few people can genuinely empathize. You can. Because your journey gave you perspective. And perspective is powerful. The world desperately needs people with perspective. People who know what it feels like to struggle. People who know what it feels like to wait. People who know what it feels like to overcome. That understanding is one of your greatest gifts. And it is one reason heaven continues opening doors in your life. Not because you are flawless, but because you are growing. And growth is attractive. Growth creates momentum. Growth creates opportunities. Growth creates connections. The more you become who you were created to be, the more aligned your future becomes. Now there is another revelation. For a long time, you focused on what was missing. The relationship that wasn't there. The opportunity that hadn't arrived. The answer that hadn't appeared. The breakthrough that seemed delayed. But heaven wants to shift your focus. Instead of focusing on what is missing, focus on what is present. Look at the strength you have now. Look at the wisdom you have now. Look at the lessons you have learned. Look at the progress you have made. Years ago, you prayed for strength. Now you have it. Years ago, you prayed for wisdom. Now you carry it. Years ago, you prayed for direction. Now you are walking in it. The answers did come. They simply arrived in forms you did not expect. And that is often how heaven works. Not always giving what people imagine, but giving what they truly need. Now think about the title of this message. Why does it seem like someone wants to move so quickly? Why does it feel like things are accelerating? Why does the future suddenly seem closer? The answer is simple. Because preparation creates momentum. When preparation is complete, movement begins. When foundations are strong, construction rises. When seeds mature, harvest appears. When lessons are learned, new chapters open. That is what you are experiencing. Momentum. Not rushed momentum. Not reckless momentum. Purposeful momentum. The kind that comes after seasons of preparation. The kind that comes after growth. The kind that comes after waiting. And once momentum begins, things that seemed impossible start becoming possible. Doors open. Connections form. Ideas develop. Opportunities emerge. Paths cross. Conversations happen. The future starts moving toward you while you move toward it. That meeting point is closer than you think. But there is something important you must remember. Do not allow fear to sabotage what faith has built. Too many people pray for opportunities and then fear them when they arrive. Too many people pray for change and then resist it when it comes. Too many people pray for blessings and then doubt them when they appear. Do not make that mistake. Trust the growth that heaven has developed within you. Trust the wisdom you have gained. Trust the lessons you have learned. Trust the preparation you have completed. Because preparation was never pointless. Every season had a purpose. Every delay had a lesson. Every challenge had a reason. Every chapter contributed something valuable. Now the pieces are beginning to connect. The confusion is beginning to clear. The picture is becoming visible. And when you eventually look back, you will see something remarkable. You will see that what felt like random events were actually connected. What felt like delays were actually preparation. What felt like disappointments were actually redirections. What felt like endings were actually beginnings. And that realization will change everything. Because you will understand that heaven was working even when you couldn't see it. Working during the waiting. Working during the silence. Working during the uncertainty. Working during the struggle. Never stopping. Never abandoning. Never forgetting. Always working. That truth alone should fill your heart with confidence. You are not walking through life alone. You are not navigating this journey without purpose. You are not moving forward without direction. There is a plan unfolding. A story developing. A future forming. And you are an important part of it. Now here comes the final revelation. The revelation that heaven wanted you to hear today. The reason someone may feel drawn toward you is not because you are lucky. It is not because circumstances suddenly changed. It is not because of coincidence. It is because your life has become a reflection of growth. And growth is powerful. People are drawn toward peace. People are drawn toward strength. People are drawn toward wisdom. People are drawn toward authenticity. The more those qualities grow within you, the more your future aligns with the people and opportunities meant for your journey. That is the secret. Not chasing. Not forcing. Not pretending. Growing. Becoming. Trusting. Moving forward. That is where the power is. And that is why heaven revealed this message today. Not to make you obsessed with the future. Not to make you anxious about timing. But to remind you that your growth matters. Your journey matters. Your story matters. The waiting was not wasted. The lessons were not wasted. The tears were not wasted. The prayers were not wasted. Nothing was wasted. Everything contributed to who you are becoming. And who you are becoming is extraordinary. So walk into the coming days with confidence. Walk into the coming weeks with faith. Walk into the coming months with expectation. Not because life will be perfect, but because you now understand something many people never learn. Preparation has purpose. Growth has purpose. Timing has purpose. And heaven never wastes a season. The next chapter is approaching. The story is continuing. The future is unfolding. And one day you will look back at this moment and realize that what seemed like waiting was actually the beginning of something far greater than you ever imagined. Until then, keep believing. Keep growing. Keep trusting. Keep moving forward. Because your best days are not behind you. They are still ahead.